5 weeks, 8 students, 2 teams, a race to conceptualize and create their own fashion lines from scratch. Starting with limited sewing experience, they are going to need to dive into the ins and outs of the fashion industry and the basics of style, all with sustainability and making an impact with their clothing in mind. To get them ready for the fashion show at the end of the 5 weeks in front of all of their family and friends, and have the opportunity to display in primo tailoring for a whole week after their grand opening.
This is Urban Runway.
So this week is really going to test the students as they are working for the first time as in their full teams. They're going to have to come up with their brand identity, all of the working parts of their business and the clothing line itself, coming up with the pieces and how they're going to mesh with one another. So let's watch them work through day one. I will admit it was a little bit challenging to have them all come together and get their ideas on the same page, but I think they finally got there after much hard work.
I'm trying to think. Have you ever been to like zoos or something?
You know that
like they have,
you know that much, so
they have all sorts of stuff there.
I'm not more of a grudge type of person because I don't like baggy clothing. I'm more of well-fitted type of clothing. So I just feel like if we could add in like well-fitted clothing, like we could still do grudge, but we could add in well-fitted with it.
I think
we hope
honestly
they grow up to
too,
be.
if we
Just, it doesn't have to be for sure right now. Just throw
that
out
we
what you
like,
would like.
and then keep it in the same color scheme, we can mix like the fancy style and the baggier grunge style, but everything would look like a cohesive line.
I think it would be really cool if we designed like somewhere in the middle and designed for like grunge, dark, but also artsy and stuff.
So like grunge with a lot of art? Wait, cause like, so like it could be dark, but like art and design and stuff.
Who are we? Who do we want to make this for? Maybe the second two?
The middle two?
Maybe the last three? I have no idea. Probably the last three out of
I feel like we should
those.
go for a streetwear or grunge. You know, messes our name, Eclipse, but like
We start online, and then once we see like where people are buying it, like in most area, make a store there.
So really, we would kind of need that we'd have a large sheer supplies. Or even if we don't have the supplies, they'll be back in stock and you can get limited.
I like the online and like lots of like college people or like teens go to like the mall or I don't know, but like, or you just can go right next to Chick-fil-A and just like put it there.
So going into day 2, the girls have a really strong grasp on what they're working on and they just keep hammering down the details. We wanted to give them a time frame because it took a little while to get them on the same page on day 1. Plus they had to have some embroidery classes today, so we didn't have any time to waste dilly-dallying. We need to move on to the next phase of finalizing our product lines. I know the boys had a few change of ideas that they got to work through, and the girls, we want to make sure you have time to really nail down the colors and fabrics that you're really looking for, and coming up with maybe plan B and C, just in case the products you want at the store aren't there. So we have 40 minutes. I need you guys to finalize. This is going to be the last time that you're going to be able to talk about it until we're actually shopping next Monday. So you got 40 minutes to finish it, and then within that 40 minutes as well, I want each one of you to do a brief description video on the iPads talking about your brand, what it stands for, and what you're making to have you guys all be on the same page, okay? So that is starting right now.
Alright, so
So, what is one thing that'll make us stand out? Because I think that's one of the biggest components of trying to make our own brand.
let's talk and I'll take notes. So what did you say that
We were talking about colors. We were thinking like pinks, blue, yellow. You know, the
also
dark
this
colors.
is if you like any of the
Nate, what do you think? How do you feel about changing it from?
Okay, so the girls decided to change their name to Black in Bloom. So this is taking aspects of having a black fabric with a contrasting color, like a bright color. And so I'm very excited to see what the girls decide to come up with this color theory that they have decided on. But it also kind of goes to show different parts of their personalities and what they like.
The colors would stand out.
Colors. What are some colors that would you like?
Pink.
Wow, look at that. That's
brown flower, since you're Black and Bloom.
It would be cool if like, hold on. So you see how these pants are? Like, if the lighter parts had like 2 or 1 flowers and these and then a darker one.
I love that idea. Love it. Okay, so that's an idea for you.
Like something like this, probably not.
You don't like the pants with the dress?
No, not feeling.
What about something like,
And then you wanted put, what was your question?
so you know how the name is blue and black? So as like a little signature like design or whatever, if everyone agrees, could each of the pieces have a flower on it?
Wait, say what again?
So like as a little signature design, can each of the pieces have a flower on it if everyone agrees?
And why? Because I usually struggle with being patient at home, so just from this class learning to be patient because while I was stitching and I keep on messing up and I keep on getting frustrated, so I'm like, yeah, I need to be a bit patient. So that's what's taught me so far. I just feel something from here, so I just feel good every time I come here. So I decide, like, if I'm feeling good, why not make other people feel good too? So that's why I teach my siblings, and they teach their friends or somebody that might need that help.
Also, the boys came in very strong from day one, but had a little bit of a snafu when some members of the team wanted to change some of the concepts, but I'll let them explain it because they're going to do a much better job than me.
The original plan was a utilitarian style with plenty of pockets for other uses.
So we were originally going with utilitarian, or like a street type utilitarian.
Jonathan and David want to make the fashion line clothes out.
Me and David both kind of thought that it would be interesting to switch up our clothing line ideas a little bit. David thought that it would be cool to put...
I want to add animals into it, like different kinds of maybe sew and put stuffed animals onto the clothing. It's a bit weird, but it would be sort of cool and different.
We went from making it useful to out there, you don't really want to wear this in public, so...
For one, it's a complete waste of the stuffed animals because of the sheer number it's going to use, and won't be very useful.
I think that if we can convince the rest of the team, then maybe we'll have a little bit more leverage. I think that he might think it's fun to do that type of thing. I don't know, but I feel like he might be able to be persuaded.
Is there anything they could do to get you to sway your opinion?
Probably not.
Well, yeah, but we can deal with that later. I don't know. Like, we're just gonna force him to like agree, sort of.
There's a way to mesh the two and maybe not do all stuffed animals and maybe do a few stuffed animals?
Maybe.
So in your mind, it's full steam ahead. There's no other option.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's it.
Okay.
Can we get a show of hands on the boys team of if you guys think you're on the same page yet? Raise your hand if you think you're on the same page. Raise your hand. Oh, okay. Raise your hand if you think you're not on the same page. Okay, we got 30 minutes.
Our brand is the Clips clothing, and our like style is like a utilitarian, like the lasting clothing. I don't know.
We're selling this to people who maybe live in a city or are trying to keep the environment safe and like the streetwear kind of fashion. And we're trying to make sure our brand is very utilitarian and has multi-purposes. So like you can use it anywhere and whatever you want. And we're trying to make sure our clothing is very durable and make sure it lasts for like a really long time. And our price is going to be basically affordable. So if you're struggling, you really want something good, you could buy it then.
One of our values is not creating waste that is not easily decomposable, and also not an excessive amount where you just it goes through and wears out.
Right. So for our clothing, we're mainly going to be doing black and white and some gray. And since it's utilitarian, we're going to try to fit in as many uses as we can into our clothing articles. So maybe we'll add a few more pockets or make it, we're going to try to make it durable and so you can use it with as many things as possible.
Now, show of hands, do you guys think you're on the same page now? Perfect. Are you guys happy about the page you're on?
It could be better, but
Okay.
we're there.
Okay, yeah. Why do you say it could be better?
David doesn't like to agree with some of the stuff we're on.
Oh no.
He doesn't like to, I guess our communication could be better.
David, you care to respond to that?
Nope. Where exactly do you want us to look?
That makes it easier now. Okay. We have questions being asked. I think I'm going to be blind after we're done. Our name is Black and Bloom, and we're going for a style of grunge and fancy at the same time, like with a black and pop-up colors, with also some jewelry like belts, chains, and trying to be a bit different. They're going to be for young adults and teenagers.
We're going to use like bright colors and dark colors. On every piece we're going to add a flower because like Zara said, our name is Black and Bloom, so the flower, it just adds like that little signature design to it. And yeah.
We are dedicated to creating unique clothing that customers will be drawn to, something that will speak to people's artistic side and different types of fashion, mixing grunge and fancy together.
What was the hardest part of the process?
Everybody's different ideas.
Agreeing on something.
The hardest part was definitely agreeing on what to make and all that.
Okay, so we would like agree on something, but then Maria, she would have her differences, so you know, she's kind of quiet, so we would have to say, you know, what do you like? So we would kind of change it up based off what she likes as well, and not just the three of us.
Because I feel like we now finally agreed on something. We have a name and we have all our details. We can finally move on.
And the boys just have pants and shirts. That's it.
The girls. That's kind of rude. That's kind of rude. Over. Going public. No one's gonna listen to that.
Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode where the students are going to be going shopping for the items in their wardrobe and then deconstructing them so they can start the upcycling process. See you in the next episode.